Well, good evening, or perhaps I should say good morning, because the time is now 8:30 on this rather overcast, blustery August bank holiday morning. We're standing at the moment on the terrace of Alexandra Palace here, overlooking the vast panorama of London stretching out before us, and Philip Doughty and Monty Redknapp and I thought that we'd take you down into London and let you see what's going on down there on this August bank holiday. We haven't prepared any script. We're at the moment discussing a list of places that we thought we'd take you to, but the first one on the list is Victoria Station, where we'll be reporting to you again in about half an hour's time. It's taken us about an hour to get here under the clock and onto the platform. We only took half an hour as we expected to arrive here, but it's taken us half an hour to fight our way in amongst the crowds. Well now, excuse me sir, would you mind coming in and just telling us where you're going just for a moment? I know I mustn't keep you because you've got a train to catch, haven't you?
Oh, we're going to Brighton.
You're going to Brighton, are you?
Yeah.
Well, what's your name? Do you mind giving it?
Well, Thomas Bassett.
Thomas Bassett, and what's the little boy here?
David.
Hello, David.
Hello.
And do you always go to Brighton on August bank holiday?
Well, I've been 2 or 3 times, but first time my wife's been.
I see.
Never been before.
You've never been before, have you?
Never been before.
And when you get there, what do you reckon you're going to do today?
Well, we haven't decided. I'm going for a swim anyway.
Are you?
Taking the baby in.
Well, it's not too warm, I'm afraid, but still,
Well, I think it'll be all right.
we hope the weather keeps fine for you. Well, we mustn't keep you because I know you've got a train to catch. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
So as that family go off to Brighton, here are people going off to other stations on the south coast for their holiday, to Bexhill, Eastbourne and Hastings and other places. They seem to be more interested in our television cameras at the moment. I hope they won't miss their trains in consequence. Well now, a lot of these people will probably be working in the city on other days, and we thought that for our next port of call we might go down there and see what's going on in the St Paul's area today. Well, we've now reached the city and we're looking over the blitzed acres round St Paul's with its gaunt wren churches standing up in the middle and covered by nature's garden of tangled wildflowers. In the city today, as you can see, there are just 1 or 2 people instead of the usual crowds rushing hither and thither at this time, and the occasional bus and hardly any traffic. Well, here we are actually on the steps of St Paul's, and we expected to find hardly anybody here at all, and there are very few people, but there seems to be a crowd of tourists here who've a coach standing just over on the roadside, and I think I'll go in and just ask them where they come from. Excuse me, sir, could you tell me, you're a tourist party, I imagine, with a coach here. Can you tell me where you come from?
Yes, we've come from France.
From France?
Yes, sir.
I see. Are you an American?
Yes.
I thought so by your voice. Where do you come from in America?
Toledo, Ohio.
I see, and all these people come from there too?
Yes, sir. Oh, they come from America. They're students, college students.
And you're over here, seeing the sights, are you?
Yes, sir.
This is the first time you've seen St Paul's?
Yes, it is.
What do you think of it?
Wonderful. I can't see how bombs to the right and bombs to the left is marvelous. It's
It's amazing how they missed it, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
And what else are you seeing around London today?
Tower Bridge.
Tower Bridge. Oh well, that's where we're going next too. So perhaps we'll see you there, or we may beat you to it. But that is where we're going next ourselves. Well, we'll see you there perhaps.
Thank you very much.
Goodbye. Well, we're now on Tower Bridge, standing in rather a blustery breeze, and looking out over the wharves with the cranes idle, of course, today. Perhaps they've been idle recently during the dock strike. Looking across the river with the barges also idle, down to tugs below us, with one of them still with steam up. I suppose they've got to keep steam up over the weekend. And across to the tower, down below there, I see the pleasure boats have already left. The tower, which probably that American party, which we spoke to some quarter of an hour ago on the steps of St. Paul's, probably have reached there and are now looking round to see what the old, ancient battlements of the Tower of London. As I say, the pleasure boats have left, but we think we might now go up to Westminster Bridge and see whether any of the pleasure steamers have still to leave from there. Well, here we've arrived at Westminster Bridge, and as you can see, there's very much more activity here. There's 3 boats there waiting to go upriver, and several further down waiting to go downriver past the Tower Bridge. In fact, one boat, as you can see, is just leaving, going up past Kew Gardens to Richmond and Hampton Court. Doesn't seem to be a vacant seat there on that boat, as you can see. And here is a very charming person who is going on the next boat. What is your name?
Isabel Pollard.
And where do you come from?
I'm an Australian.
Oh, and where are you going today?
Well, I thought I'd go to Hampton Court.
Have you been there before?
Well, I went up once, yes. I thought I'd go by river this time, because I've never seen the river, really.
Oh, well, I expect you'll enjoy it very much. Is your boat just about to go, is it?
Yes.
Oh, well, I mustn't keep you then.
Thank
Off you go.
Goodbye.
And so round the corner into Parliament Square, where, as we expected, there's very much less traffic here than there is normally, but we must be frank and admit that there are more people than we expected, even though the members went for their summer holiday, have just left, in fact, for the summer recess. The people here seem to be mostly up from the country, either to see for themselves or to photograph these famous buildings. And we mustn't leave Parliament Square, I think, without a look at Big Ben. And as you can see from the time, we're not doing too badly, getting about the London streets more easily than we might do on a normal day. And now, let's go up Whitehall, where we pause for a moment because we found an unusually large crowd, as you can see, outside the Horse Guards parade, looking at the Horse Guards standing on sentry with their gleaming breastplates and helmets and admiring the horses. Well, we've now moved down and we're outside Buckingham Palace, where of course there are no horses, but there are the guards on parade, and we've arrived just in time to see them changing sentries. There's a large crowd over on the far side there watching the ceremony going on. Not a very much bigger crowd than on a normal day, but the interesting thing is that a lot of them, again, seem to be up from the country from the look of their clothes. Well, now I'd like to go into the crowd and see whether I can pick out a couple to find for you.